Islands, Big 3, Southern State A-OK, westbound Northern State Parkway with delays getting into Lakeville Road, and the westbound Delhi E is delayed from New Hyde Park Road out into Springfield Boulevard. One of our two Northern Boulevard accidents are gone now. It's the one at the Cross Island. That's out of there. But the westbound BQE accident at Northern Boulevard still sits there. It's only partially blocking the exit ramp, though, so things are moving as people squeak by in that area, so no long extended delays. As we check what we need to know about the bridges and tunnels, 30 for the inbound George Washington Bridge from 8095, 10 from the Palisades, 10 at the Lincoln, and 15 to 20 inbound side of the Holland Tunnel. Karen Stewart, 1010 wins at 92.3 FM.
Well, New York's police commissioner had a message for the attorney general in their meeting on policing in the city. Don't bother when it comes to sending in federal National Guard troops.
The president continues to tout the success of the National Guard in Washington, D.C.
In the last 11 days, again, I hate to say it because it sounds so ridiculous, but in the last 11 days, we've had no murders.
So what about New York City? Attorney General Pam Bondi hearing it from Police Commissioner Tisch in a face-to-face yesterday that happened at police headquarters. Tisch reportedly telling Bondi, keep the National Guard out of New York City. We're doing just fine here without it. What does this guy think? Would you welcome the National Guard? Or?
Well, if it helps, yeah. Well, if it brings down crime and it stops violence or whatever, it's going to stop, yeah.
The president also signing an executive order yesterday that would cut all federal funding to states and cities that use cashless bail. Glenn Schuck, 1010 wins, 92.3 FM in Midtown.
After enduring days of jokes about sour cream and onion potato chips, Mayor Eric Adams got some good news, an endorsement from hundreds of small business owners.
Mayor Adams struggled to stay on message, refusing to take reporters' off-topic questions and stepping away from the mics when the topic turned to Ingrid Lewis Martin.
On topic. Wait a minute, thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Adams' closest confidant has been working on his re-election despite a bribery indictment. Last week, his campaign abruptly suspended another ally who gave a City Hall reporter a potato chip bag stuffed with cash. Marla Diamond, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM at City Hall.
In the city, 64 degrees with the sunshine. We're heading for a high of 80, low humidity today. An off-duty NYPD officer accused of making a late-night death threat to a woman in Queens. Police say 48-year-old Octavio Green had called a woman that he had had a prior relationship with, demanding that she take down an online post and threatening to kill her if she didn't do it. The tirade lasted for about a half an hour until just after midnight on the 21st. The woman called 911. Green later charged with aggravated harassment. He's been released on his own recognizance. Records show that Green joined the force in 2008 and is assigned to the World Trade Center Command. Last year, he was also arrested for drunk driving off duty. A Mexican cartel leader is scheduled to be sentenced, we should say, after running what's known as the most powerful drug trafficking organization in the world.
Ismael El Mayo Zambada Garcia pleaded guilty before a judge in Mexico. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi making the announcement in New York.
They purchased fentanyl precursor chemicals from China. They made the drug in Mexico and flooded it into our communities, killing our kids.
Zambada was arrested in Texas last year when he arrived with the son of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, with whom he founded the Sinaloa drug cartel. Zambada claiming he was kidnapped in Mexico and taken to the U.S. against his will.
We're standing shoulder to shoulder with all of our law enforcement partners to dismantle these narco-terrorists.
Christy Kalishian, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Well, the water flow is back again in Patterson after the city's third main water break this month, but thousands are still being told to boil the water. The Passaic Valley Water Commission says a 42-inch main burst over the weekend, impacting 18,000 customers, and crews found the third leak while making repairs. Officials are blaming aging pipes. Some of the pipes are about a century old. They're even blaming earthquakes. The boil water advisory remains in effect for parts of Patterson, Prospect Park, Haledon, North Haledon, and Fair Lawn this morning. Books and ices at the pool, that sounds good, and that's the plan in Brooklyn. The Brooklyn Public Library teaming up with the National Book Foundation to hand out more than 1,000 free books this week, along with ices at community pools, a little sweet treat in a book. Fritzy Bodenheimer with the library tells 1010 Wins.
We know from research that children who have books in their homes and are read to by their parents and their caregivers are actually more likely to succeed in school. It helps propel a child forward.
The giveaway runs through Thursday at the pools in Brownsville and Borum Hill and Fort Greene. It's all part of a national program to fight book deserts and get more kids reading at home. Gilmar Abrego Garcia is facing a new deportation effort after being detained by ICE in Baltimore. U.S. immigration officials have threatened to deport him to Uganda after he declined a plea deal.
The Trump administration says Abrego Garcia is an MS-13 gang member, human trafficker, and that he beat his wife. Allegations he denies.
The guy needs to be in prison. He doesn't need to be on the streets like all these liberals want him to be.
Abrego Garcia's attorneys have already filed a lawsuit to try to prevent his deportation for a second time. That triggered a court order automatically pausing any actions for 2 days.
Christian Benavides reporting on the story. Britain's Royal Mail has become the latest foreign postal and delivery service to pause almost all deliveries coming to the U.S.
An association of 51 European postal operators says its members are likely to suspend almost all parcel shipments to the U.S. within days. Some have already done so. The reason? A Trump executive order stating that starting Friday, all parcels that aren't gifts worth less than $100 will be subject to whatever tariffs apply to the country of origin. But what the order didn't explain was who collects the fees and how.
Vicky Barker on the story. It may not matter to viewers who just want to watch a movie, but a class action lawsuit is heating up against Amazon, charging bait and switch tactics. Viewers believing that they purchased a film. Actually, you're just buying a license to watch it. It is a right that can be removed at any time, it's alleged. The Hollywood Reporter says the issue has been gaining traction since gamers were told that they were losing access to titles that they had purchased due to a server shutdown, which gave rise to the Stop Killing Games movement, now to movies. Amazon did not respond to a request for comment. If you check the fine print on the confirmation of your movie purchases, there it is, in language that's tucked in there about receiving a license and agreeing to our terms. Agreeing to our terms. How many times you see that? Now to Lil Nas X, who's gotten himself into some big trouble. He's pleading not guilty to the charges against him.
The Grammy Award-winning musician faces 3 counts of battery with injury on a police officer and 1 count of resisting an executive officer. The charges stem from an incident early Friday morning when the police found the singer, whose legal name is Montero Lamar Hill, walking down Ventura Boulevard in Studio City. Bystander video showed him strolling and singing in white cowboy boots and underwear, but he was completely naked by the time he allegedly charged at officers. Suspecting an overdose, police took him to a hospital where he spent several hours.